Hi there, I'm with George Whittam from GeorgeThe.tech.com. What this guy doesn't know about tech, as far as audio is concerned, isn't worth knowing. George, welcome. So tell us about the latest trends and what are you seeing now in terms of technical developments in the voiceover world?
Well, we're moving forwards all the time with new ways of connecting to other studios. There's so many different methodologies like ipDTL, Source Connect now. There's the ISDN systems that are still hanging on and still being used.
They're still hanging on by their fingertips because they won't be around for an awful lot longer. So we're going to have to seriously address the issue of which one of these systems is going to prevail, if any, or can they all exist in our world?
They're all going to exist for the time being because there's these different standards and they all have different varying states of support. And Source Connect is probably the most prevailing in terms of the big studios, what they have around the world.
Why is that, do you think? Because they were first to market and they also have connectivity with Pro Tools?
I think those are two main reasons. They were really early in. They've been at it for over 10 years. They had right out of the gate, they were a Pro Tools plugin. So studios would say, okay, this integrates into my workflow.
Well, talk to us a bit about Source Connect. They have not a cheap, but they have a cut down product, don't they?
Well, they have like a couple tiers. They have Source Connect Now, which is a completely web-based free product.
Yeah.
They have Source Connect Standard, which is really what almost any voice actor would really need. And that has pretty much all the basic features you need. You can control buffer, you can choose your audio in and outputs, it has the basic stuff you need.
Right.
Then they have Pro, which is really sort of towards studios, which has a lot more little bells and whistles, like complete control over the latency and the buffers and all sorts of stuff under the hood that you can do. But the really standard is what voice actors would probably look at.
I want to just talk to you now about this box. There's a little box over here that you've just shown me.
Speaking of ISDN.
Yeah, this is an ISDN box that you've got here, but it's also hooked up to something else. Tell us what that is.
Yeah, it's kind of magical. It's actually...
This is the box.
This is called VISDN, or VISDN. And this was invented by Robert Marshall of Source Elements. And it allows you to connect your existing ISDN codecs into the internet. And it's not a bridge. It literally gives you SPIDs. You have SPIDs like it's normal ISDN box, and you can see it says ready. Anybody who knows a Zephyr knows that means you're online and ready to take a call. But in this case, it's connected through this adapter, which then connects to the internet. So if you have an internet connection, you can have ISDN now with this system. It's legitimate ISDN. It even has the ability to connect to two ISPs. So if you really want absolute redundant, like the best possible uptime, even better than ISDN, if you have two, like say maybe you have a cable modem and you have a DSL modem, both, this can join the two of them together.
Wow.
And have absolute redundancy. So that's a really cool feature of this.
It's fantastic. And what's this called again? Remind me what it's called.
It's the VISDN, or VISDN, Virtual ISDN from Source Elements.
So if folks wanted to look into this a bit more, they could just Google VISDN.
Yeah, source-elements.com is the website where all the stuff is about their product.
Bottom line is, what's the cost of this?
It's going to be, last I heard, Robert mentioned to Robert who developed this, he said that the sign-up cost is $1,200, and that ships you this box as well. And then monthly costs for monthly service rate is $200 a month.
Still cheaper than ISDN though, isn't it?
For many, it can be much cheaper than ISDN. And then dial-out costs are pretty low, much lower than normal ISDN. Don't quote me on what the dial-out costs are. Dial-in is totally free, like a normal phone call. It doesn't cost anything to receive calls. So it's a viable option. If this did take off, it could keep ISDN alive a lot longer.
One would only hope that could happen.
Like using the box. It's a reliable piece of gear.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're in the hands of the telecom companies with that one, but this is a nice piece of kit for an interim solution.
It's a unique solution, yeah.
George, thank you for talking to us. It's been fascinating. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Find me over at GeorgeThe.tech.com. I'll help you out.